Without further ado, we're going to hear from Mark DeCracker, the founder of Mural Mania. And without further, Mark, take over.
I'd like to thank everybody out here. Like Bob and Ken has said, Wayne County has an incredible amount of history. And we have just started to unveil some of that incredible history. I have to thank John. John came to me back in January about this. And when he brought up that Francisco Rene was here in 1672 with French explorers, I said, you gotta be kidding me. That's great history. 1672. And that's like the Black Robe. I want to say that it was 2 years ago that I stopped in Memorial Day. And we had a meeting here with Louise, Ken, and I about having the mural in Savannah. And you know what day it went up? Memorial Day weekend. 2 years later. I happened to think about that when I was driving through last week. But it's great because what we have now, we've always been claiming that we've had 50 or 40 miles of murals. But now, I've got these brochures here for everybody. I might not have enough for the town of Savannah here, but that's what I can talk to Bob about, trying to get some line items to get some of these printed. But there's a little spot here in Savannah that doesn't have a red dot on it. I have a red pen, because today we are adding the red dot to Savannah. If you look in the middle there, you know what's halfway between Macedon and Syracuse? Savannah! And I know Macedon claims to be the center of the universe, but today, the center of the universe is in Savannah. Thank you. It was 3 years ago, Noel Dobbins and I came up to a presentation for a mural dedication in Weedsport, which just happens to be in Bob's district. And on the way there, we're driving through, we knew Lyons had murals, we knew Palmyra had a mural, but we didn't. And we driving through, we said, wouldn't it be cool with all this great history that Clyde could join, York could join, Savannah, we already had Port Byron and Weedsport, and maybe make this trail of 40 miles. So I went up to Bob and I said, wouldn't it be neat if we could get this 40 miles of murals and done in 10 years? Well, and I said, then you can retire, Bob. Well, that winter, Noel, he was my dear friend, and there's a great story behind Noel. He had scleroderma. He lost 3 limbs, no arms and a leg, artificial. And he persevered. He gave me inspiration to make this happen. Because the amount of emails he sent, we can do this, he said. And as we drove to Weedsport that day, we talked about that idea. He passed away in October of 2007. Within 3 or 4 months, I had calls from Newark, Camillus, Jordan, Newark, and Clyde for murals, and that summer they all happened. So that's just very incredible. And I must say, we started on Savannah in 2008 as well. And Jennifer, actually, I met Jennifer because Elise said, we got this great artist from Savannah, and we met, but it took us 2 years, but that's okay. Good things, it takes 2 years, and I'm really proud of what we've got. And if I want to acknowledge Pat Gorthy, because she's a great person in Wayne County, wrote Back to Life, if you ever saw that 3 years ago. But she came to us with a Council for the Arts on a November night, November 17th, and brought in artists from the Wayne County Council for the Arts. We've got volunteers, but you know, we needed a little guidance. And she brought these great artists in from the Wayne County Council for the Arts, volunteering their time, showing up, and making a difference. Yeah, we had a potluck afterwards, but that's just the beginning of it. And they came and painted, and they came and, can I have the key? I need to paint. And then Bev Owen shows up, and she hasn't painted in 30 years. Raise your hand, Bev. And painted. She's got a new nickname, the Bird Lady. She's of Wayne County. She's going to go nationwide, because one of the things with the Savannah mural is 2 miles down Route 89, right down here is Montezuma Autobahn Center. And people don't realize it, but by painting this mural, they're going to go, where's that? And they're going to go down there and find them. And that's going to be more exposure for Savannah and more people spending more time here, spending money, staying overnight, and helping the tax base. And thank you. And then Jane Mott, here is our president of the Wayne County Council for the Arts, and she's been down there painting. In fact, both of us. And we, thank you. And we have Pat Owen, who came down and painted the wonderful flowers in the mural. Frank Scalisi, he couldn't be here today, but this is where I call it the brushstrokes of life. His wife passed away, and he came down and painted one night on the mural. I mean, you don't forget things like that. Yeah. And then there was Miles Whitcomb, and there's been numerous artists that have come down. Richard Jacobson, he did the beautiful longhouse over there, and the story of the Purple Martins. Do you know that story? Since Frank Moses went to a wedding today, he happens to be the director of the Audubon Center, I'm going to have to tell the story for you because I was hoping he would. Well, you can see down there's this little spike thing with birds, gourds hanging off of it. Well, in the early days of the Purple Martins, they would make their nest in woodpecker holes and caves and things like that. Well, the Native Americans happened to hang up their drinking gourds and left them on a tree, and they came back a couple days later, and there was a nest made in these gourds. And the Native Americans said, well, that's interesting, let's put more up. So they they kept hanging these gourds along different trees, and the Purple Martins came. Then the colonists came and built the Martin houses, and now today, Purple Martins are totally dependent upon man. So that's a pretty cool story. So you must go down the road 2 miles and see the Audubon Center if you haven't already been there. I'd like to thank the Savannah Bank for a donation of $500. The check is on the way, I understand. They left it in Auburn. Well, excuse them. But that's going to go towards the Council for the Arts because they keep the arts going. As you know, school budgets are being passed. We need to keep the arts active, and this is one way through the Council for the Arts. What can I say about Brian Secor? I mean, whether it's Trailworks, whether it's this program, the mural, I call Brian up. He shows up. He delivers. I called him up. We need the MDO board, the sign board. He had that waiting for me 2 hours later. I don't know if Brian's here today, but we need to give him a great round of applause. As I say, it's great when the guy can get behind the counter and get in front of the counter and make a difference in his community, and Brian certainly has done that. Not only do they have stores in Savannah, they have a store in Newark and Ontario. So please support a local businessman, Brian Secor. It's been great. Golden Paint. Right here. These guys, I can't say enough. When Noel was at Roster General in critical condition, Noel called Golden Paint. We need a donation so we can paint the next mural. They have donated now $7,000 worth of paint. I just got another box in the mail the other day. Golden. And it's made in New York State. How do you like that? So support them. Great, great product.